Hello students, welcome back to Trigonometric Functions Part 3. Today we discuss basic concept of trigonometric functions. Basic concept of trigonometric functions. Already you studied in previous class in 10th trigonometric ratios. The trigonometric ratios means the relations between sides and angles of a right angle triangles. You know that OMP is a right angle triangles. OMP is right angle triangles. Angles MOP is equal to theta. Then you say that with respect to theta, the side is opposite to theta is said to be opposite side. The side is adjacent to theta is said to be adjacent sides. This one is. And side is opposite to 90 degree. This one is said to be hypotenuse sides. Opposite sides, adjacent sides, hypotenuse sides with respect to theta. Suppose theta is MPO, then opposite side is OM, adjacent side is OP. PM. It's clear? With respect to theta, you write the 6 trigonometric ratios. The first one is, we know that the sine of an angle theta, sine theta, the definition is opposite sides divided by hypotenuse sides. Second trigonometric ratio, cosine of an angle theta is denoted by cos theta. The definition is adjacent sides divided by hypotenuse sides. The third trigonometric ratio is tangent of an angle theta, tan theta. The definition is opposite sides divided by adjacent sides. The fourth trigonometric ratio is cotangent of an angle theta is denoted by cot theta. The definition is adjacent sides divided by opposite sides. And fifth one is secant of an angle theta is denoted by sec theta. The definition is hypotenuse sides divided by adjacent sides. And the sixth ratio is cosecant of an angle theta is cosec theta. The definition is hypotenuse sides divided by opposite sides. These are the definition of 6 trigonometric ratios: sin theta, cos theta, tan theta, cot theta, secant theta and cosecant theta. Next, you know the relation. This one is, the first one is trigonometric ratios. Trigonometric ratio. The next one is the relations between trigonometric ratios. Relations between trigonometric ratios. Here you know that sin theta is opposite by hypotenuse, cosecant theta is hypotenuse divided by opposite. One is the reciprocal of other. Therefore, we say that the first trigonometric relation is sin theta into cosecant theta is equal to 1. The similar way, cos theta and secant theta, one is the reciprocal of other. Therefore, cos theta into secant theta, its value is equal to 1. And the third relation is tan theta is opposite by adjacent, cot theta is adjacent by opposite. One is the reciprocal of other. Therefore, tan theta into cot theta is equal to 1. Similarly, you know the relations. This tan theta means, here you know that opposite by hypotenuse, adjacent sides. Here hypotenuse side is not equal to 0. Dividing both numerator and denominator by hypotenuse sides, then you get opposite by hypotenuse means sin theta, adjacent by hypotenuse means cos theta. Therefore, tan theta is rewritten in terms of sin theta and cos theta means sin theta divided by cos theta. And fifth relation is cot theta is the reciprocal of tan theta. Therefore, this one is cos theta divided by sin theta. This one is the relations between the trigonometric ratios. Already we studied. And also you know that identities. Already studied identities. The first identity is using the Pythagoras theorem. So already you proved that the sine square theta plus cos square theta is always equal to 1. Or you said that sine square theta is equal to 1 minus cos square theta, or cos square theta is equal to 1 minus sine square theta. Or write sine theta is equal to root of 1 minus cos square theta, or cos theta is equal to root of 1 minus sine square theta. The second identity is 1 plus tan square theta. Its value is equal to secant square theta. Or secant square theta minus tan square theta is equal to 1. Or tan square theta is equal to secant square theta minus 1. Or secant square minus tan square is equal to 1. You write either tan theta means root of secant square theta minus 1 like this. And the third identity is 1 plus cot square theta is equal to cosec square theta. 1 plus cot square theta is equal to cosec square theta. These are three very important identities already you studied. And also you know that the standard angles, trigonometric ratios of standard angles. All multiple of 15 degrees are said to be a standard angles. But you know that the standard angles, the trigonometric ratios, the fourth one, trigonometric ratios of standard angles. Only in case of theta is an acute angles. Remember, the theta is acute angles, then you can write the standard angle is 0 degree, 30 degree, 45 degree, 60 degree, and you know the trigonometric ratios of 90 degree. In radian measures 0 radians, pi by 6 radians, pi by 4 radians, pi by 3 radians, and pi by 2 radians. In radian measures, you know the trigonometric ratios of all these standard angles values. This one is trigonometric ratios. The first one is sine. Next you know that cos. Next trigonometric ratio is tan. Next one is cot, secant, cosecant. Trigonometric ratios of standard angles. Sine of 0 is 0, sine pi by 6 or 30 degree is 1 by 2, 45 degree or pi by 4 is 1 by root 2, pi by 3 means root 3 by 2, and 90 means 1. And cos of 0 degree is 1, cos of pi by 6 means root 3 by 2, cos of pi by 4 is equal to 1 by root 2, cos of pi by 3 means 1 by 2, and cos of pi by 2 is equal to 0. Similarly, tan of 0 degree is 0, tan of pi by 6 means 1 by root 3, tan pi by 4 means 1, tan pi by 3 means root 3, and tan of pi by 2 is not defined. Clear? Cot of 0, it is cot 0, its value is equal to not defined. Cot of pi by 6 means root 3, pi by 4 is equal to 1, pi by 3 means 1 by root 3, and pi by 2 equal to 0. Secant of 0, its value is equal to 1. Secant of pi by 6 means 2 divided by root 3, and root pi by 4 means root 2, and pi by 3 means 2, and pi means not defined. And cosecant of 0 is not defined. Cosecant of pi by 6 means 2, pi by 4 means root 2, and pi by 3 means 2 divided by root 3, and pi by 2 means its value is equal to 1. These are the very important formulas. Trigonometric ratios of the standard angles. All these are studied in high school. In this class, we define the trigonometric functions of trigonometric ratios using the unit circle. Here, just remember, you know that the sine or cosecant theta is equal to 1 divided by sin theta, secant theta is equal to 1 divided by cos theta, and cot theta is equal to 1 divided by tan theta. Here sin theta, cos theta and tan theta are the trigonometric functions, and cosecant theta, secant theta and cot theta, these are called the reciprocal functions. Cosecant is the reciprocal of sine, secant is the reciprocal of cos, and cot is the reciprocal of tan. And similarly, you know the trigonometric functions sine, tan and seconds, these are called the trigonometric functions. Next here write cosine, that one is cos, cotangent, cot, cosecant, cosecant. These are called the cotrigonometric functions or trigonometric ratios. These are called the trigonometric ratios, and this one is called the cotrigonometric ratios. These are called the trigonometric functions, these reciprocal trigonometric functions. It's clear? In this class, we discuss all trigonometric functions with the help of unit circle in general case. All these results are only in case of theta is an acute angles between 0 to 90. Here you are proving or define in whole real numbers. Suppose let us consider a unit circle, center is origins. These are the coordinate axes. This one is horizontal line x-axis. Vertical line is y-axis. This one is a unit circle. The radius of the circle is equal to 1 unit. Is said to be a unit circle. This unit circle intersects the x-axis at the point A and B, and y-axis at the point C and D. A, B, C, D are the point of intersection of circle with respect to the x-axis and y-axis. We know that any point in a plane P is always represented by the order pair x comma y. It means here P is any point on the circle. The coordinate of P is equal to A comma B. This one is said to be a locus of a point. Or any point on the circle. Any point on the circle or locus of a point. It means this point is moving on the circle. Here OP is the radius of the circle. Assume that this one is distance is r. Here r radius is exactly equal to 1. What is the values? O is origins, coordinate is 0, 0. Here you know that OP is the radius of the circle. The value of OP is r, its value is equal to 1. It means what is r? The distance from O to P. This one is root of a square plus b square. This value is 1, or you remember a square plus b square is always equal to 1 in unit circle. Suppose here draw PM perpendicular to x-axis. The arc length AP is equal to x unit. Then by definition of radian, the center angles MOP is equal to x radian. Center angle is MOP is equal to x radian. OMP is a right angle triangles. In this right angle triangles with respect to x, PM is opposite sides, OM is adjacent sides, OP is hypotenuse sides. Therefore, the sine of x is equal to, the definition is PM divided by OP. What is PM? The coordinate of P is A comma B, means the distance OM is equal to x coordinate A. Here remember A means x coordinate or abscissa, and B means y coordinate or ordinate. Any point in a space plane is always represented by the order pair A comma B. A means the first coordinate is said to be a x coordinate or abscissa, and second coordinate is said to be a y coordinates or ordinates. It means A means distance between given point to y-axis, that one is the x coordinate is A, and B means distance from given point to x-axis, that distance is equal to B. Here the opposite sides with respect to x is B and adjacent side is A, therefore sine of x is equal to opposite sides B divided by radius, hypotenuse side is R is equal to 1, therefore B by 1 its value is equal to B. And similarly, the value of cos x is equal to adjacent sides divided by hypotenuse sides. Here adjacent side is A and hypotenuse side is 1, therefore this value is equal to A. In unit circle, A means cos x and B means sin x. A comma B is the arbitrary point, it is moved along the circle. Therefore, coordinate of point P, A comma B is exactly equal to, its value is cos x comma sin x. Cos x comma sin x in unit circle. Therefore, any point on the circle, unit circle, x coordinate is always cos x and y coordinate is always sin x. X is the arc length. ಈ ಪಾಯಿಂಟ್ P ಎಲ್ಲೆಲ್ಲ ಮೂವ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ, ಎಕ್ಸ್ಚೇಂಜ್ ಆಗ್ತಾ ಬರುತ್ತೆ. 0 ದಿಂದ ಸ್ಟಾರ್ಟ್ ಆಗ್ಬೋದು, ಇನ್ ಒಂದು ಕಂಪ್ಲೀಟ್ ರೆವಲ್ಯೂಷನ್ಸ್ ತಗೊಂಡ್ರೆ 2π ವರೆಗೂ ಬರುತ್ತೆ. ಇಟ್ಸ್ ಕ್ಲಿಯರ್. ದ ಸರ್ಕಂಫರೆನ್ಸ್ ಆಫ್ ದ ಸರ್ಕಲ್ ರೇಡಿಯಸ್ ಇಸ್ 1 ಮೀನ್ಸ್ ದ ಸರ್ಕಂಫರೆನ್ಸ್ ಈಸ್ ಈಕ್ವಲ್ ಟು 2π. ಕಂಟಿನ್ಯೂ ಲೈಕ್ ದಿಸ್, ಈ ರೊಟೇಷನ್ ಅನ್ನು ಕಂಟಿನ್ಯೂ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಹೋಗ್ಬೋದು. ಆಗ ಆರ್ಕ್ ಲೆಂತ್ ಇನ್ಕ್ರೀಸ್ ಆಗ್ತಾ ಇರುತ್ತೆ. ಆಗೆಲ್ಲ ಆರ್ಕ್ ವೆಲ್ಸ್ ದ ಕೋಆರ್ಡಿನೇಟ್ ಅನ್ನು ನಾವು ಡಿಫೈನ್ ಮಾಡೋದಿದ್ರೆ cos x, sin x. ದಿಸ್ ಒನ್ ಈಸ್ ದಿ points on a circle. This one is the Cartesian form and this one is called the trigonometric form, that is cos x, sin x. Here using this one, it means cos x is equal to A and sin x is equal to B. Therefore, I define all trigonometric functions using the unit circle. Suppose this one is the unit circle. The center is origins and radius is equal to 1 unit. This one is center is origins. These are the x-axis, horizontal line, and vertical line is y-axis. Is clear? P is the arbitrary points. You say that this one is A comma B is the arbitrary point. OP is called the distance. Here distance is equal to 1 unit. Then draw PM perpendicular to x-axis. This one is the perpendicular. This arc length is x. Then you said that this one is the x radian. Here you know that this one is A. OM is equal to A and PM is equal to B. It is clear. This one is the arc length x unit. You get the x. This point is moving and this point P, you draw a tangent to the circle. It intersects the x-axis at P. PT is a tangent. Suppose you can produce this tangent. This tangent is intersect y-axis and the point T dash. PT or PT dash is also a tangent. It's clear. Here you know that the value of A, OM is equal to, this one is OM is equal to A means cos x. This distance is cos x, right? And distance PM is equal to B. This value is sin x. This one is sin. This one is the sin x. Here PT is tangent. This PT is equal to the tangent PT. That PT is exactly equal to the ratio of B divided by A. This value is tan x. B divided by A, this is the ratio of B by A. The value of PT is exactly, and this PT is called the tan. And PT dash is also a tangent. Then this tangent is said to be a cotangent. This PT dash is the cotangent. Therefore, this value is PT dash is called the cot. Therefore, you say that PT dash. What is PT dash? This is exactly the ratio of, in terms of AB, A divided by B. This value is cot x. It's clear. The next one is, this value is equal to OT. You say that OT is called the second line. Here OT, that value is equal to exactly equal to 1 by a. It is the reciprocal of a. This one is said to be a secant x. And OT dash, it is also secant, and this secant is called the cosecant line. Therefore, this value is cosecant x, and its value is equal to 1 by b. This value is secant, and this OT dash, this value is equal to cosecant, the cosecant of x. OM, A is the cos x, PM, B sin x in unit circle, and PT is a tangent. Its value is equal to B by A. It is exactly the ratio of B by A, and PT dash is also a tangent, is said to be a chord. That is the ratio of A and B, A by B, and OT is the secant x, and OT dash is the cosecant. Therefore, secant x, it is exactly the ratio of 1 divided by A, and OT dash is the ratio of 1 by B. This one is said to be cosecant x. These are the definition of trigonometric ratios in a unit circle. Suppose here you can take in the radius is equal to r. Then you define this value is equal to, what is, assume that this value is equal to theta radian. It is exactly equal to the ratio of arc length and its radius. Then here you can define this cos x is equal to a divided by r. Here r is 1. Cos x means a divided by 1. 1 means the radius of the circle. Sin x is equal to b divided by, tan x is equal to b by r divided by, exactly equal to b by a, and cot x is equal to a by b, and secant x is equal to here r by a, and cosecant x is equal to r by b. Suppose you can take in the general circle. Here remember tan x is defined, which is in the form of p by q. Here denominator is not equal to 0. Here remember a is not equal to 0. Suppose a equal to 0, tan x is not defined. And similarly cot x is, which is in the form of p by q. Here b is the denominator. Denominator is not equal to 0. Otherwise this function is not defined when b is equal to 0. Otherwise it is defined. Therefore here remember provided b is not equal to 0. Here also remember secant x is defined in greater than 90 degree. Pi by 2, a is not equal to 0. Here also b is not equal to 0. Then define these all trigonometric functions. It means suppose this point is moving like this. You get the tangent here, point is moving, the tangent here, the point here, the tangent here. At the point this not intersect the x-axis. Here the secant x is not defined, cot x is not defined. Therefore here remember the tan is not defined. When cos x is equal to 0, cos x is equal to 0 means a equal to 0, tan is not defined. A is equal to 0, secant x is not defined. Suppose here you can tangent here, it means tangent here, then b is equal to 0, b is equal to 1. A is equal to 1, b is equal to 0, then you can say that b equal to 0 means cot x is not defined. It is not intersect the y-axis. It's clear. Here also b is equal to 0, a is not equal to 0, cosecant x is not defined. At this point you draw a tangent. Clear? And remember this point is moving along the circle, this point a and b, this one is a unit circle. Assume that this one is unit circle. This one is a unit circle. These circle intersect the x and y axis at the point a, b and c, d. You can say that. What is the coordinate of a? The coordinate of a is 1, 0. Points on the x axis. Coordinate of b is equal to left hand side. This value is minus 1, 0. Coordinate of c is equal to, this value is 0, 1, and coordinate of d is equal to 0, minus 1. This point is moving, the value of a is lies between 1 to minus 1 or minus 1 to 1. The maximum value of a is 1 and the minimum value of a is minus 1. This point is moving. Similarly, the value of b is also 1 to minus 1. The maximum value of b is 1 and the minimum value of b is minus 1. But here you know that this value is 1 by a or 1 by b cosecant x is minimum value is 1, the maximum value is not defined in positive. Or in left hand side, the maximum value is minus 1, the minimum value is not defined. The tangent you can line like this forms. The p is come to here, you can draw a tangent, suppose at up to 90, it is not intersect the x-axis. It's clear. Therefore, the secant x and cosecant x, the minimum value is 1 and the maximum value is not defined up to infinity or minus infinity to minus 1. And similarly, cosecant x is also 1 greater than 1 and less than minus 1. And tan x and cot x, it is defined, it is starting from this value. At this point you get the value is the length of the tan x, this value is equal to 0. It is starting from 0, continue like this, you can draw up to infinity. Or the cot x is also starting from 0 up to you get infinity, plus infinity, or comes to here minus infinity to 0 and 0 to infinity. Therefore, this tan x and cot x is belongs to all real numbers. Sin x and cos x is defined minus 1 to plus 1. And secant x and cosecant x is greater than plus 1 including 1 and less than minus 1 including minus 1. Therefore, here remember, or you can prove using the inequalities also, you know the results. Here the result is a square, b plus b square is always equal to 1. A means cos x and b means sin x. You know the results a square plus b square is equal to 1. It means sin square x plus cos square x is equal to 1. You know the definition of square functions. The domain is the set of all real numbers and the range is non-negative real numbers. The range, it means including 0 to infinity, the range of the square functions. You know the graph of the square functions, it is a parabola. This curve is only above the x-axis including 0, non-negative real numbers. This one is the range. The domain is the set of all real numbers, minus infinity to plus. It means here you can say that a square and b square are non-negative real number. Sum of these two non-negative real numbers, it means a square is lies between 0 to infinity and b square is also lies between 0 to infinity. But the sum of these two number, non-zero number, is equal to 1. Therefore, this value is a square is lies between 0 to 1 and b square is also lies between 0 to 1, including 0 and 1, because equal to 1. When b equal to 0, a square is equal to 1. When a is equal to 0, you get b square is equal to 1. It means a square is lies between 0 to 1 and b square is lies between 0 to 1. It implies you can say that modulus of a is always less than or equal to 1 and modulus of b is always less than or is equal to 1. Modulus of a is less than or equal to 1 and modulus of b is less than or equal to 1 means the value of a is lies between minus 1 to plus 1 and the value of b is also lies between minus 1 to plus 1 using the inequalities. You can define these values. You know the graph of these functions, the curve is like this. When x is equal to 1, only non-negative real numbers you get. X is equal to 1 means, or y is equal to 1 means, draw the line parallel to x-axis at intersecting point. This value is the value of x equal to minus 1 and the value of x is equal to plus 1. The domain is equal to minus 1 to plus 1. The range is equal to 0 to 1. It's clear? Or modulus function is also, you know that the modulus functions in the graph like this forms. Then the range is equal to 1 means the domain is between minus 1 to plus 1. You get these values. Here a means cos x and b means sin x. Therefore, you can write the sin x is lies between minus 1 to plus 1 and cos x is also is between minus 1 to plus 1. It means the sin x is belongs to the intervals minus closed intervals minus 1 to plus 1 and cos x is belongs to the closed interval minus 1 to plus 1. It's clear? Sin x is lies between minus 1 to plus 1 and cos x is lies between minus 1 to plus 1. This value is b and this value is a. Here a is belongs to the intervals minus 1 to plus 1 and b is belongs to the intervals minus 1 to plus 1. It implies, remember, 1 by a is always greater than or equal to plus 1. Using the definition of inequalities, you can take in the reciprocals, inequality sign is changed and 1 by a is always less than or equal to minus 1. It means a means cos x, 1 by cos x means secant x value is greater than or equal to plus 1 and secant x value is always less than or equal to minus 1. Similarly, b is also lies between minus 1 to plus 1, therefore 1 by b is also greater than or equal to plus 1 and 1 by b is less than or equal to minus 1. It means the value of the secant x is belongs to the intervals minus infinity to less than or equal to means minus 1 including union 1 to infinity. And similarly, the cosecant x is also, it belongs to greater than or equal to plus 1 and less than or is equal to minus 1. Here a and b is belongs to the intervals minus 1 to plus 1. A is lies between minus 1 to plus 1 and b is also lies between minus 1 to plus 1. Then ratio a and b, suppose b is not equal to 0, it is lies between minus infinity to plus infinity, except b is not equal to 0. And similarly, b divided by a is also is lies between minus infinity to plus infinity when a is not equal to 0. These are the, what is b by a and a by b? This value is tan x. Therefore, tan x is belongs to the intervals minus infinity to plus infinity and cot x is belongs to the intervals minus infinity to plus infinity. It is exactly all real numbers. The tangent ಏನಂತ ಬರುತ್ತೆ? Please here draw the tangent at 0. You can continue like this. It is move ಆದಾಗೆ the tangent values increase ಆಗ್ತಾ ಹೋಗುತ್ತೆ, ಎಲ್ಲಿವರೆಗೂ increase ಆಗುತ್ತೆ? up to plus infinity. ಈ ಸೈಡ್ ಬಂದಾಗ up to minus infinity. Therefore, the tan x and cot x is belongs to the values minus infinity to plus infinity. Sin x and cos x is belongs to the interval closed interval minus 1 to plus 1 and secant x and cosecant x is belongs to the intervals. It means both are less than or equal to minus 1 and greater than or is equal to plus 1. These are the basic concept of trigonometric functions. Remember, in unit circles, remember the value of sin x. The sin x means b, cos x means a, or generally you can say that in a circle with radius r divided by r. b divided by r, a divided by r, tan x is equal to b divided by a. The value of cot x is equal to a divided by b and value of secant x is equal to, remember, a is not equal to 0, here b is not equal to 0, secant x means 1 by a is not equal to 0 and cosecant x is defined this one is 1 by b is not equal to 0. These are definitions. And also you know that the value of sin x is belongs to the intervals minus 1 to plus 1. The value of cos x belongs to the interval minus 1 to plus 1. The value of tan x belongs to the interval open intervals minus infinity to plus infinity. The value of cot x is belongs to the intervals minus infinity to plus infinity. The value of secant x belongs to the intervals in whole real numbers. It means except open interval minus 1 to plus 1 or right minus infinity to minus 1 union 1 to infinity and value of cosecant x is also belongs to the intervals minus infinity to minus 1 union 1 to infinity. These are the sin cos, the limit of sin x, cos x, tan x is belongs to the intervals. Remember, these are very important basic concept. Here you know that a means x coordinate and b means y coordinate, or you can say that a is the abscissa and b is called the ordinate. It's clear? The next one, here this unit circle intersect the coordinate axis at the point x axis at the point a and d, y axis at the point c and d. Therefore, the coordinate of A is 1, 0, coordinate of B is equal to minus 1, 0. Coordinate of C is equal to 0, 1 and coordinate of D equal to 0, minus 1. These points are lies on the y-axis, these points lies on the x-axis. It's clear. Here you know that this one is P is the moving point. In initial position, suppose it start from OA. Initial side is equal to OA. It means in the first case, I define here. In the first case, suppose P is initial positions coincides with A in initial positions. Then what is the arc length x? Here you know that x is exactly equal to 0. The arc length is 0. Then here you know that the coordinate arc length 0 means center angle is equal to 0 radian. Yeah. Then here you know that coordinate of P is equal to A comma B. What is A? Here A is equal to 1 and B equal to 0. 1 comma 0. A comma B. A equal to 1, B equal to 0. And this value is exactly equal to, you know that what is the value of A? A means cos x and B means sin x. Its value is equal to cos x, x means 0, sin x means sin of 0. It implies cos 0 is equal to 1 and sin of 0, its value is equal to 0. Cos 0 is equal to 1 and sin 0 is equal to 0 in the first case. Suppose the second one, here P is coincides with it is the rotating line, rotates in either anti-clock or clockwise directions. Assume that it is rotating anti-clockwise directions. P is coincides with C. P coincides with C. Then you know that the value of x is equal to, what is the arc length? Here arc length is equal to 1/4 of the circumference of the circle, 1/4 into circumference 2 pi r. Here r is equal to 1, it means 2 pi, its value is equal to pi by 2 radian or pi by 2 units. This value is equal to, therefore x is equal to pi by 2, the center angle is equal to pi by 2 radian, pi by 2 radian. Therefore here you can write what is the coordinate of P. Here P is equal to 0, 1 in coordinate system, and in trigonometric systems you know that P is equal to cos x comma sin x. Therefore this value is equal to cos of x is equal to pi by 2 comma sin x means sin of pi by 2. It implies cos pi by 2 is equal to 0, sin pi by 2 is equal to 1. Therefore cos of 90 degree is 0 and sin of 90 degree is equal to 1. And the third case, continue rotations like this. Suppose P here coincides with B, then x is equal to half of the circumference of the circle or pi by 2 plus pi by 2, you get pi unit. Therefore center angle is equal to pi radians. Then the coordinate of B is, coordinate of P is equal to minus 1 comma 0. In trigonometric forms, its value is equal to cos pi comma sin pi. Therefore the two orders are equal means corresponding elements are equal. You say that cos pi is equal to minus 1, sin pi is equal to 0. The third result. Rotation is continued. The fourth case, suppose P is coincides with D. Then you know that the arc length, the value of x is equal to, then x is equal to pi by 2 plus pi by 2 plus pi by 2, you get 3 pi by 2 units. Therefore the center angle is equal to 3 pi by 2 unit. It's clear? Then you know that the coordinate of P is equal to, at the point D, 0 comma minus 1, 0 comma minus 1. In trigonometric forms, cos of x, x means 3 pi by 2 comma sin of x means sin of 3 pi by 2. Here also the two order pairs are equal means corresponding elements are equal. It implies cos 3 pi by 2 is equal to 0 and sin 3 pi by 2 its value is equal to minus 1. The rotation is continue like this. Suppose the fifth one is, you can say that P is coincides with A. After rotations, the terminal points and initial points are coincides. Then the value of x is equal to, after rotating P, OP is coincides with OA, one complete revolutions. Here you know that its value is equal to 2 pi radians. It's clear. Then the coordinate of P is exactly equal to coordinate of A 1, 0 in trigonometric forms. Cos of x 2 pi, sin of x means sin of 2 pi. Cos 2 pi, sin 2 pi. It implies, you can say that cos 2 pi is equal to 1 and sin 2 pi is equal to 0. This is clear. Cos 2 pi is equal to 1 and sin 2 pi is equal to 0. In one complete revolutions, you know that the angles at the point 0, pi by 2, pi, 3 pi by 2 and 360. These angles here remember n into pi by 2, or you say that 90 degree into n, multiple of 90 degree, these are called the quadrant angles. You know that trigonometric ratios of quadrant angles in sine and cos. Only remember the quadrant angles in sine and cos. Here you know that sine of 0 is 0, cos of 0 is 1. Sine of 90, its value is 1, cos of 90 equal to 0. Sine of 180 is 0, cos of 180 is equal to minus 1. Sine of 370, not cos, this one is sine of 370 is equal to minus 1, cos of 370 equal to 0. Sine of 360 degree is 0 and cos of 360 degree is equal to 1. Suppose here you remember these are the trigonometric ratios of quadrant angles in one complete rotation. Suppose you can say that the second one, the rotation is continued. Suppose after rotating one complete revolutions, the P is coincides with P. If P is coincides with P, then the value of x is equal to, x is increasing. After one rotations, this value is equal to 2 pi plus x unit, you get 2 pi plus x. Then the coordinate of P is equal to, you know that A comma B, this value is equal to, what is the A comma B in all coordinate forms. And in trigonometric forms, you know that this value is equal to cos of x means 2 pi plus x, comma sin of 2 pi plus x. It's clear. What is A? It implies in trigonometric forms, you know that cos x, A means cos x, and B means sin x. Cos x, comma sin x is equal to cos of 2 pi plus x, comma sin of 2 pi plus x. Right? Two order pairs are equal means corresponding elements are equal. Therefore, cos 2 pi plus x is equal to cos x and sin 2 pi plus x is equal to sin x. After complete rotations, the P is come back to the same positions. Iday positions al bandirtirutte, but arc radian increase agirutte. Increase enagirutte 2 pi plus x radians. The x is increasing, but the coordinates are remain same. It means cos 2 pi plus x is equal to cos x and sin 2 pi plus x is equal to sin x. After, suppose you can say that rotation is continued. After two rotations, complete rotations, P come back to the same positions. P is coincides with P means you can say that the value of x is 2 pi plus x, 4 pi plus x. Then the coordinate of P is A comma B. A means cos x, B means sin x. This one is equal to cos of 4 pi plus x, sin of 4 pi plus x. It means cos 4 pi plus x is equal to cos x, sin 4 pi plus x equal to sin x. Rotation is continued. After three complete rotations, revolutions, P come back to the same positions, then this value is equal to x is increasing 6 pi plus x. Then this value is equal to cos x and sin x, the position is same. After fourth rotations, 9 pi plus x. Fifth rotations, 10 pi plus x. Therefore, you can say that the generally after P is coincides with P after 1 rotations or revolutions. 1 revolutions. Therefore, you can say that in general case, you can say that after nth revolutions, P is coincides with P, then the value of x equal to 2n pi plus x. Then P is the same values, it means coordinate of P is cos x comma sin x, its value is exactly equal to cos of 2n pi plus x comma sin of 2n pi plus x. Therefore, it implies, you can say that cos 2n pi plus x is equal to cos x and sin of 2n pi plus x is equal to sin x. This one is also very important results in trigonometry. You say that 2n pi plus x is equal to sin x. After one complete revolutions, second revolutions, third revolutions, fourth revolutions, you get the same values. It means only the values are changing from 0 to 2 pi. The values are changes from 0 to 2 pi, 0 degree, 90 degree, up to 360 degree values ಎಲ್ಲ change ಆಗ್ತಾ ಬರುತ್ತೆ. ಅದಾದ್ಮೇಲೆ the values against the same values ಬರುತ್ತೆ. ಇದನ್ನೇ ನಾವು periodic functions ಅಂತ ಕರಿತೀವಿ. In second unit you study the periodic functions. F of x plus t is equal to f of x. This function is said to be a periodic function with the period is t. Clear? After t period, the values are repeated. For examples, f of x plus 12. Suppose take a clock, time 12 plus 1 o'clock with respect to clock, you say that 1 o'clock. 12 plus 2 means 2 o'clock. 12 plus 3 means 3 o'clock. Or in a week, you can say that 7 plus x. Monday plus 7 day, you get a Monday. Tuesday plus 7, Tuesday. This type of function is said to be a periodic function. It means the values are come back to the same values, but the rotation is increasing. One now year anta tagondra, month anta tagondre x plus 12 is equal to 1 January plus 12 andre January ne barutte, but 1 year complete agirutte anta. That one is said to be all trigonometric functions are usually is the periodic functions with the period is 2 pi. Just remember the trigonometric ratios in sine and cos, the quadrant angles 0 degree, 90 degree, 180 degree, 270 degree and 360 degree. And also you remember the sine functions and cos functions are periodic functions with the period is 2 pi. After 2 pi the values are repeated. With the help of this, next class you define the trigonometric functions. Thank you.